All right, so first things first, we missed a week. That was because of some situations. But we're all good. We're gonna run through that last episode real quick here, just kind of summarize it, and then our thoughts will pretty much lead into this next episode.
I think there's really only two main things we got to really talk about last
Yeah.
episode, which is um, John Walker takes the super soldier serum.
Yep. As well as the rest of the super soldier serum is destroyed, so whoever's
Yeah,
super soldier
he
is
takes,
super soldier.
yeah, he takes the very last one that Zemo forgot to destroy, and after the death of Lamar, he
Battlestar, rest
kills.
in peace.
I was actually really disappointed they killed his character. I really like his character. He kills, I don't know the dude's name, one of the flag smashers
And if you've
in front of everybody.
yeah, in front of a
In
very
public.
public execution, guillotine style, just shield slammed down multiple times. A very dull guillotine, albeit. But it was
With
also,
the
if you've seen any memes, the irony of this guy said he liked Captain America gets, well, axed by Captain America.
the it may be the most horrifying image I've ever seen in the MCU
Yeah,
of just John Walker standing over the dead body with the blood on the shield.
yeah. We also see once again the parallel between Joan Walker and the way that it's shot and the way that he's acting between Civil War, where Steve spared Tony at the very end. The very similar motion of coming down, where Walker did not, showing again the difference, and thematic stuff like Lamar was John's rock. He was the last kind of like pin in keeping him together and not turning into the U.S. agent, which has been taken away now. And so now we have this ruthless guy who's just chopping off heads.
Yeah. And it leads straight to the next episode, this episode. And one of the coolest intros I think of an episode we've had of John Walker, he's running away and he has this PTSD almost of what just happened, and
Total mental collapse.
he deals with this trauma, and obviously not well because you literally see him collapse mentally in the like warehouse building where they have the light on him. It was very like, I don't know, poetic maybe.
It's kind of like a sad scene on a play where everything else is dark and they've got the big spotlight on the character who's having to deal with the like trauma. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
what they were
and
going for, but
it's there. And we see Sam and Bucky come in, and they say, you made a mistake. It was just a simple mistake, and it could be corrected possibly, but you just have to give us the shield for a bit. And John Walker doesn't like that.
John has become very attached to the shield, so much so that it hurts him eventually. Boom-ching. Uh, but basically, we get to see everybody doing combos on each other to get that
Yeah, it's
shield.
a very intense fight scene.
Yeah, because you would think you've got like the Winter Soldier and Falcon that'd be an easy fight, but then we do see that John can stand his own against both of them,
Yeah,
especially now with the Super
he,
Soldier Serum.
yeah, he shows that he's definitely a trained. He's a no chump. So, of course, Bucky and Falcon, they managed to strip the shield off John Walker's arm, like breaking his arm.
Yeah, pretty much. It took so much effort to get it off that I think they snapped something this bone, so or his elbow.
They also, oh, another important point. John Walker also destroys Sam's wings.
Oh yeah, rips him off, and eventually Sam leaves him with Taurus, which, as we discussed previously, Taurus becomes the Falcon after Sam becomes Captain America, and we see that Taurus is very interested in these wings, so he's definitely
Yeah, he definitely shows no interest.
gonna fix him up. So
That either to give back to Sam or maybe just to keep him.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like towards the end of the episode, he gets this briefcase, which we'll talk more. I think he just gets a new set of wings, and
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
so Taurus just gets these other ones that are like only broken in two places.
Yeah, yeah. He gets the old model, the hand-me-down.
So then Bucky goes off on his own. He goes to find Zemo, and Falcon goes to talk to Isaiah Bradley, of which is a very
It's a
again
very
interesting
dark,
scene. Dark,
dark and emotional scene.
yeah. I
Some
believe
people
that's the
don't-
scene that's intended to make you cry, but I don't have a heart, so don't really.
I think maybe I think Isaiah Bradley's maybe one of the darkest characters in the MCU. He deals with so much
Yeah.
of America's real problems, like
The injustice of it, like being an
Yeah.
experiment. He's literally a guinea pig, given lies, told like entirely erased from history too, to prevent like an uprising and equality and stuff.
yeah, he's a very tragic hero because he saves his men and he's punished for it.
Yeah, his fellow test subjects, they're all they're captured, and just like Captain America, when all of his friends were captured, he breaks out, he goes and rescues them, and instead of becoming Captain America like Steve did, they whisk him away, which just because of who he is and something he can't control, which is really dark and really sad.
Yes. And then we move to
Bucky and Zemo.
oh, he also he's very opposed to the Shield, and he's very opposed to another to Sam becoming Captain America. And I think he
it's very
said,
discouraging.
yeah, he said the only black man that would become Captain America is a someone that doesn't have self-respect for themselves, or like what I think that's what
They're
he says.
blind or something like that.
Yes, that they don't have, and it makes you feel like maybe Sam won't become Captain America and he'll try to be his own hero, like he talks about in the first episode. But I think, well, later in the episode, I think Bucky helps him get back on the path of
Yeah.
becoming the next Captain America.
There's also a scene very early when Bucky and Sam are fighting John, that Bucky does have the shield, and instead of walking, like after they've defeated it, Bucky's holding it, it's on his arm. Instead of like just taking the shield and going with Sam, he drops it by Sam, which is clearly like, I'm not becoming Captain America. It was given to you, not me.
Yeah.
So
And then Bucky, he also, I think we see more of that at the end of the episode, towards the end of the episode when he's talking to Sam also. We see more of this like, his struggle with the shield also.
yeah, so
Very shield focused episode this one was.
well, yeah, I mean, eventually had to get there. So after Isaiah Bradley, Sam says he's going to go home, but before we get to his home, we see the Sokovian memorial that Zemo talked about in 2 episodes prior. Bucky catches up to him. There's no fight, but there's a total mental game there. We see
Very Z like mental game,
Yeah.
from Bucky.
and Zemo flinches. It's something that we don't see quite often, Zemo flinching in the face of danger, but he does. Bucky finds Zemo, like we established, but he has a gun. And he holds it up to Zemo's head, cocks it, and he fires. And Zemo flinches, but there's no bullets in it, and then we get that beautiful shot of all the bullets falling out of Bucky's hand. Very symbolic and probably poetic.
Yeah, I was also very surprised. It also proves that Bucky's character isn't no longer this Winter Soldier character that's so driven to kill. He's just going to end the problem with a bullet, or he's just going to end the problem by killing the problem. I was very kind of disappointed that we won't. Zemo's taken away by the Wakandans. That it's a fake out, so that the Wakandans come and take Zemo away. I was almost very disappointed because I love Zemo's character
Oh
throughout
yeah.
these episodes we've seen him, and he proves himself to be cunning, and he proves himself to be the person we expect him to be.
But Zemo's taken to the raft, of which is run by Thunderbolt Ross. Thunderbolt's confirmed.
Is it still ran by Thunderbolt Ross?
Probably. I don't know. Ross put a lot of time into that, so I'd assume.
I found it very odd also, but I guess the Wakandans don't take people that are not from Wakanda into Wakanda.
I mean, Wakanda would just probably kill him if they brought him
Yeah, I
in there.
guess, but I almost thought that they were gonna like hold him prisoner themselves.
Yeah. I mean, T'Challa didn't put him in Wakanda jail. He was the last one who
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're
had
right.
him. So if he didn't bring him in, there's no reason that the other Wakandans would either. So I guess that's consistent. So, woo.
I hope we see more of Zemo, whether it be in a new Captain America movie that pertains to Sam and Bucky or something. I
Yeah.
really hope I like that character a lot.
Yeah, or it's a Thunderbolts project, like I keep saying or theorizing. I don't know. I feel like they're setting that up.
We also get a little Thunderbolts tease with John Walker. I felt like.
Oh yeah, definitely a Thunderbolts tease there at the end. But yeah, so just checking. Then we get, before we get to that scene, of which is a pretty big scene.
So
We go to Sam.
John Walker, he goes for a hearing, and he gets dishonorably discharged. I think for
He doesn't get dishonorably. He gets other than honorable, which is just like middle of the road. You're not honorable. It's just like you did good stuff, but please go away.
And they also, to put the nail in the coffin, they were like, you're retired and you get no benefits and you're on your own, which was very
It's kinda
this whole
cool.
series, like in the first episode we said, I feel like they're shaping up government to be the villain. They always, whenever government could help our veterans or they could do something right, they always misstep.
Yeah. And we see that again at the very end of the episode too, in the way that they're talking about the people displaced by the refugees, and they're just like, I have a task force ready to go right now. We can just get. It's like they're people too, which gets into the flag smasher stuff, of which isn't a whole ton except for like the very end, really.
Yeah, like 5 minutes at the end.
Yeah, it's odd. The flag smashers feel like they should be a big villain, and yet I feel like John Walker's been overshadowing them, which is odd. But after the hearing, John just kind of storms out after saying like, "You made me. You need me. I am Captain America. I am There's only me. I am Captain America. There's nobody else. I'm this perfect.
It's
I
it's
did what I had to
emphasized a
do."
lot this episode that John is Captain America. Even in a later scene, they touch on it more when he sees his ad campaigns.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's screaming at everybody, like, especially in combat with Sam and Bucky. He's like, I am Captain America. He doesn't have the mask on at that point, so it's gone to his head. He's gone crazy.
Yeah.
But after...
And then he's visited by... He's visited by, I forget, I'm not going to try to remember her name.
I got you. I've got
Okay.
it right here. It is... I didn't catch the second part of when she's like, actually, it's this, but it's Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, of which, or Contessa, if that means anything to anybody.
Transformers villain.
What?
Quintessa, Transformers villain.
Oh, yeah, Quintessa. But she was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., she was a sleeper agent at one point. She was in a romantic relationship with Nick Fury. She became the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D., of the S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Fem Force. But she also was Madam Hydra at one point. So she's got a big role probably. So
Yeah, definitely. They definitely set up the Thunderbolts, as we keep mentioning it. We constantly keep seeing these Thunderbolts being set up, and she hands them her card, and it's
blank. Oh.
And we also find out that she's been watching John Walker for a long time.
Yeah.
That whatever group she's a part of has been watching this whole situation go down. Oh yeah, so Sam goes, of course, comes back home, and he deals with the fight at home, as his sister says later, and he's able to, instead of solving the problem with like help from the government or something, he relies on the community, and the community comes and helps his family.
Yeah,
Very
it's the
inspirational.
collective, not the yeah, it's collective coming together and being there for each other instead of relying on the omnipotent overlords. It's an over dramatization, but it fits, I guess.
Basically. And they end up fixing his
But
parents' boat, of course.
yeah, and Bucky comes down. There's some pretty funny moments with Bucky and Sarah, Sam's sister, which totally cracked me up each time.
And of course, Bucky drops off the suitcase from Wakanda.
Yeah, so Bucky asks for a favor from the Wakandans. He asks for like a new suit. I would laugh so hard if it was just another Falcon suit. It wasn't even Captain America. It was just another Falcon suit.
I'm really hoping it's at least the Captain America with the wings.
Yeah, it probably is.
Because that'd be such a downgrade. I feel like that'd be such a downgrade for his character.
It's just
It's for him to just be-
it's an old Captain America suit from like Civil War.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just gonna start talking really quickly here because that brother messed everything up pretty much at this point. So Bucky and Sam are becoming bros. They're bonding. They start throwing the shield around. They're training with it. Sam's starting to like really embrace becoming Captain America after having a heart-to-heart conversation with Bucky, telling him like, you got to get over it. You got to start healing yourself and assisting people who you have hurt instead of just apologizing to them. Like, actually offer your services. After that, Sam starts training a lot with the shield, and we see this rocky montage of him throwing the shield around. And then from there, we see the Flag Smashers start to infiltrate this GRC meeting, pretty much, where they're going to be voting on moving all the misplaced refugees from the blip, and they start taking that over, and then we get the call to action, which this is happening in New York, where everything else had been taking place in Europe. So finally on US home soil, Sam gets that call to action, and we get totally teased for the new suit, of which we get nothing about. And from there, review, last episode, we came to a unanimous unanimous 8 on the last episode. It had some good action, but it's definitely setting up. And this episode too, a lot of setup, a lot of talking, but it didn't feel like an hour of talking. It was another 8.
It was a big 8, big tee-up episode.
Yeah, big tee-up episode for a good payoff next. So, yeah, pretty much just summarize that episode in record speed.
We'll take some time for some predictions right now, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically, for the predictions for me, they set up a lot, so you kind of know what to expect next episode. I hope they blow us away with some amazing, of course, MCU level fight scenes and MCU level. I mean, they set the record. They set like the bar for what we expect. And I think we're gonna see. I really hope we see the Captain Falcon, the Captain America suit with the wings, and I wonder if Bucky will get any upgrades. I hope Bucky gets one bone thrown at him for something. I mean, Bucky.
Give him a uniform.
Does a
give
lot.
him something.
Yeah, give him something. He does a lot for the series. Of course, I think we see John Walker again. They keep teeing him up for something to come in and maybe Cap his back himself, attempt to be Cap his back. And I think that's going to solidify his spot as U.S. agent. Definitely. And of course, there's, as we said before we cut, but there's a lot of talk for 2 shields. And maybe we'll see that, but I'm not banking on it too hard. I think that's probably in the lower spectrum. I think they save that for like a Thunderbolts movie or something.
Yeah, so But basically,
Yeah.
my prediction was just like how the episode was going to be structured. That Batroc was going to be the like first boss level. Then we've got John Walker, who's
You got
like
the
a
joke.
persistent boss throughout the middle of the episode until we get to like the end where Sam has that heart to heart with Carly, and then she's arrested, and we set that up for the Thunderbolts. But other
Yeah,
than that,
I think
that's it.
yeah, I think also one last prediction, post credit scene.
Oh yeah.
Definitely Thunderbolt Ross. Definitely something. I mean, everything's Thunderbolts related. This I feel like underneath the scenes, everything's Thunderbolt related.
This is definitely setting up Thunderbolts. There might even be a little tag for Armor Wars since Rhodey was at the.
Oh, Armor Wars. You're right. I
There might.
completely forgot about that. We only saw. Yeah, it's odd. We only see Rhodey like the first episode. I
Yeah.
also thought. Uh, Side note for the breakdown, I thought Rhodey was going to be one of the big cameos for the episode because we had all that talk about big cameos, but I think maybe he might be a post credit scene or something also.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. We'll be back next week for sure. There's no shenanigans happening.
Bad Batch. We have Bad Batch coming. Loki's coming. Black Widow's coming. There's a lot of stuff coming. And the Obi-Wan film, Obi-Wan not film, Obi-Wan series was they got the announced the cast recently also.
Yeah,
But
I
I
saw
don't think
that.
hold on, I forgot. Comic Conquest.
That's how we're ending it.